here to do a little interview today. The owner of Rafter Jerky, my dad here with us. I knew we were doing this interview today, and so I thought I better prepare myself. I don't know near as much about jerky as you do, anyway, being the owner of this stuff. So anyways, I did a little research myself. The first question I found asking myself was, when was jerky invented? When did it come around, I watched a lot of Western movies and stuff. They always got dried meat. They call it dried meat in their saddlebags and stuff, and that's what they're eating on, staying alive on it. It's easy to pack around and everything, lasts a long time. So I got on the Google, Google knows all, and I typed in when was jerky invented, and I believe the accurate date was 1550 by some native tribe in South America. They invented jerky. They called it Charky, I believe is what it was called, and that's only 500 years ago. I know what my opinion is on that, but I'm curious what yours is, or if you actually know the actual answer, or if that is the answer.
Well, it's a good question. I know what you're talking about there, where they called it Charky. That might have been the first time they did anything with dried meat that rhymed with jerky.
Yeah,
they called it Charky, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but so the question is when was jerky invented?
Yes, sir.
I don't know exactly when jerky was invented, but I can sure give you my opinion. And it was a hell of a lot longer than 400 or 500 years.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking.
For crying out loud. So let's go back in time, and I mean way back in time. I mean back to a time where you or I we can't even comprehend what it was like back then. I'm sure can't even begin to comprehend what it was like. There was people roaming around on this whole world, for several million years. That's a long time, a lot more than 400.
Yeah.
And these folks, I'm sure they did a lot of scavenging, and they were cave dwellers, they were nomads, they were roamers, they were Norsemen, seamen, whatever you want to call them, and they're just trying to survive. They're just trying to find something to eat. That's what their day probably consisted of, is how do I stay alive? How do I keep something from eating me or killing me? Or where am I going to find something to eat?
Absolutely.
So that's what they were. They were survivors. And so that's where jerky came from, dried meat. They call it biltong in Africa, down there on the continent, charky in South America. We call it jerky, dried meat. There's a lot of different names for it. But at the end of the day, way back when, somebody figured out how to preserve meat. They didn't have a refrigerator. They're relatively new. And not everybody had an ice cave to store stuff in and keep it cold, But somebody figured it out. They're probably out there wandering around and trying to find something to eat, and they run across some dead animal, probably long before they figured out how to get one killed themselves.
Right.
And it wasn't so rotten that they were able to shave off a little bit of meat, take it back to their cave or tree or wherever they hung out and called home, and eat it. And at one time, one of them thought, I wonder if I hang this up above the fire or put it out in the sun or try and dry it out a little bit and pull some moisture out of it, then maybe it'll last more than a day and not just go rotten on me. Whoever did that, and somebody did one time.
Yep.
I don't know if it was a man, I don't know if it was a woman, I don't know if it was a kid, but somebody figured out that, hey, if I take this piece of meat right here and pull the moisture out of it, dry it out, I can preserve it and it'll last a while. That person should get the all-time culinary award, And so when you ask the question, where did jerky come from? You know, it was a lot longer than 500 years ago, folks, in my opinion. It dates back to the beginning of time, back to these survivors, and it comes out of necessity. You know, how can I make this piece of meat go a little longer?
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. There's Jeff Goodman's take on it, and I have to believe that you're probably a lot more accurate or a lot closer than Google is. I mean, you think about it, you said it yourself, you pull the moisture out of the meat to preserve it, maybe salt it a little bit and preserve it. There's not a lot of science behind that, so it leads me to believe that we figured this out years and yet thousands of years ago.
Millions.
You know? So I have to agree with you on that, and I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and disagree with Google. You guys got your opinions on it. Go ahead and leave it in the comment section. We'd love to hear your guys' take on it. I'm sure
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's close. Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot closer than Google's is. But anyways, let's get to business on this website here. You started a new website, raftergjerky.com, I believe. Is that? Let's talk a little bit about that and what you guys got going on there and what you're doing with that.
Okay. So what we've got going on with Rafter G Jerky is we have a couple brick and mortar stores. We have one out on the interstate in Bowie, Arizona. And we have one right there on the boardwalk on Allen Street in Tombstone, Arizona. And a few website stores too. So we've always had, at least for the last 5-6 years, a Rafter G Jerky website, and we've sold jerky on it. And I'm amazed that we've been able to sell as much as we have with as bad of a website as it was.
Right.
Got a lot of feedback. You know, people are constantly leaving messages or sending an email or whatever, and you got to listen to that because you can improve
Absolutely.
on every bit of that. And I heard everything from Jeff. I come in your stores, I can get a bundle of jerky or olives or pistachios, whatever. We have several of them, and I get a pretty substantial discount. I go to your website, that's not an option. That was some of the feedback we heard. Well, the platforms we used to run on, they wouldn't support that sort of thing where we could do a bundle and whatnot. And then more than anything, I had people coming to me and says, you know, I loaded up my cart with jerky and different yum-yums that we sell, and I got to the checkout, and the only option there to pay was PayPal. And I don't use PayPal, is what they say.
A lot of people don't.
Hell, I didn't know, you know. I'm kind of new to this too, but apparently not everybody uses PayPal, and I'm good with that. So we listened to that. We went out and we got a whole new platform for our website. We're not using the free Wix or GoDaddy.
Right.
You know, we paid a lot of money. We brought in some pros and reinvented this website. So in the website, we offer lots of our different products. We sell a lot more than jerky, but jerky is our foundation, and it always will be. Where you can bundle things, and every time you're bundling something, you're getting anything from a 10 to 14% discount by doing that. So we offer that now on the new website. We're also running promos. I want to run a promo every month or two. We're currently running a promo, and again, it's raftergjerky.com. It's that simple, just raftergjerky.com. Up comes the website, and there's all your options and whatnot. But if you do a few bundles, or one bundle, as a matter of fact, and then you start to check out, there's an option for a promo code. If you enter discount 10, we're running that through the rest of the year, another 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. And capital word discount, number 10 right behind it all together. That's going to give you an additional 10% off. So if you do a few bundles and enter that discount code, you're looking at dang close to a 25% savings.
That's huge.
And you know, we don't offer that in our stores right now, and I don't know if we're gonna do that. We do the bundles. So,
but the promo codes and stuff, that's strictly to the online stuff.
Strictly our website, yeah.
Yeah, and I get a few questions about the website. People are, especially local people. Well, I'm having to pay the shipping cost for this. But I tell you what, if you're getting a 20 to 24% discount, that's paying for your shipping. Plus, you're still getting a discount at the end of the day, and you don't have to leave your couch.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. We ship jerky every day of the week that the U.S. Postal Service is running. We ship priority mail. So all the orders that come in over the weekend, boom, they're pulled up. We fill them by noon on Monday. We get it down to the post office. Everything's shipped out priority mail. Everything has a tracking. We provide that tracking to our customers where they ordered from. They receive an email or a message where they can see their tracking, and within a couple days it's at their door.
There you go.
And right now we're getting flooded with orders, and it happens every December. People, they want it for stocking stuffers.
There you go.
You know.
Well, we got to keep Cindy in that dungeon in the back, huh? Packing up orders. Let's roll back to the bundles real quick though. We're talking about bundle options. What exactly is a bundle? What can you bundle? What can your bundles tie in with each other?
So what a bundle is, and probably everybody listening to this knows what a bundle is, but what our bundle is, a bag of our jerky, it's $11 for all of our beef jerky, our turkey jerky, our bacon jerky, dog treat jerky, and it's $11 a bag, but it's got an option to select 3 different flavors there out of all of them, or mix them up, whatever you want to do.
It's a 3-pack bundle.
It's a 3-pack bundle, and all of a sudden, boom, that goes into your cart for $30. There's a $3 savings on $33. That's
Absolutely.
substantial. And then, of course, you can enter the promo code behind that and get a little more.
Save a little more money.
And we do that with our rubs. We do that with
Bundles for rubs and everything.
pistachios, our pecans. Our store in Bowie is actually sitting in the tree capital, the pecan pistachio capital of Arizona. There's over 1 million trees in that valley, over 1 million trees that can be harvested in that valley, and so we definitely sell pistachios and pecans.
Those are all locally.
They're local, they're fresh, and they're pretty dang good.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about these rubs. This is about jerky here, and I won't get too much into it, but I use a lot of these rubs. You'll find them all in my cabinets at home, and pretty much the only seasonings you'll find in my cabinets at home. You can use them for everything, your all-purpose, salt, pepper, garlic, your Cajun, my all-time favorite. We use them for everything, huh?
Absolutely.
Not only grilling or smoking or cooking on the stove, but I use them on jerky.
You can make it with them. I'll put this and the Cajun on a bologna sandwich.
Absolutely. Good stuff. So, no, I think that pretty much sums up my questions that I had. RafterGJerky.com, folks. Get on there, bundle, type in the discount code, discount the number 10 through the rest of the month of December, right? Through the holiday season. This stuff makes great stocking stuffers, Christmas presents, How happy would you be if you get a 3-pack of jerky and a 3-pack of rubs for Christmas? It's all a guy needs.
Makes me happy.
Get on the website, check it out, RafterGJerky.com, bundle and save, and